welcome to another crafty video. Today I'm showing you the Wonderland collection from Spellbinders. I've created a nice little selection of cards using this collection, and I've also combined in a couple of older dies. I just sort of had the idea and thought they would work quite nicely, so I combined them in as well. But I thought I would start off with the BetterPress plate. I do plan on doing a video on the BetterPress for my channel at some point. I haven't gotten around to doing it yet, but I do plan on doing one. So if you are interested in the BetterPress and finding out what it is and how it works and everything, I will hopefully future me will get round to doing it relatively soon, but I will hopefully have a video about it at some point. But this is the first, oh, there's two sets actually. I thought they were all one. No, it's two sets. So the first one is called Snowfall Shimmer, and I didn't actually use this as a BetterPress. I didn't actually ink it and use it. I just used it to give a debossing background for a few of my cards. So I literally just run it through without any ink and got this debossed sort of letterpressed kind of design in the background rather than using any ink with it. So you can just do that as well. Plus you can also deboss it and brayer your ink over the top of it, and then you don't have to actually ink this up. You don't have to have any special inks. You can just use them as a letterpressing plate that just sort of debosses the surface of the card, and then you can brayer over it to add your colour. So you can use them in that capacity as well, which is really nice. And then you have another set which is called Merry Messages, and this one actually gives you the BetterPress plate, which you can ink up and basically stamp your sentiments, and then they give that tiny bit of a letterpress sort of effect. And then you have the coordinating die. So the die actually lines up perfectly over the top to give you all of your beautiful sentiments all cut out with the perfect little border around them. And they're just absolutely brilliant for adding onto all of your cards. I thought I would show this one first because you're probably going to see these sentiments appearing on quite a few of the cards that I show you, but those are all of the ones you get. Merry Christmas, Season's Greetings, Joyful Noel, Warm Winter Wishes, and Merry and Bright. And then you can see how perfectly they cut out, and all in one go, which is very nice to get 5 sentiments so quickly, especially if you are batch making Christmas cards to sell for charity or something like that. So you can get your sentiments done very quickly, and a nice selection as well. So those are the 2 BetterPress plates in this Wonderland collection. Then the next set that I've got here is called the 3 Magi. So this is this top portion on my magnetic sheet here, and this actually comes with a stamp set as well, with lovely photopolymer stamps that are really highly detailed and stamp really nicely for your sentiments. And they actually say, "Peace to you this holiday season, rejoice," can't quite see from that angle, "sending gifts of hope, love and joy, and then let the star guide your heart this Christmas." So you've got lovely sentiments in there. I've just washi taped them to my magnetic sheet so I don't lose them, and it seems to be working quite well actually. So that's how I'm keeping those at the moment. And then this is the small little die set here, and it actually gives you the ability to create your 3 wise men, and you can give them all different hairstyles, different headpieces. You can change their skin tone as well with their little hand and their face, and you can also really personalise their costumes or their outfits with like their cloak, their sleeve, and their neck kind of piece as well. And they have 3 different gifts as well, so you can put them all on the same card with different gifts, so it looks more like gold, frankincense and myrrh as well. And here's just a little example of one of the ones that I made. I did have everything prepared to make another one, but I didn't end up finishing it, so I've just got the one to show you. And I also use the stars that are in here to sort of accent their outfits as well, just to add a little bit of extra on here. And I did actually ink blend their outfits too, just to give a little bit of depth and dimension. And I kept them very simple, like tone on tone sort of colours, but I love that you get the different crowns to go with the different hairstyles. This little crown doesn't work very well on this hairstyle and vice versa because it's wider or narrower, so some of them kind of go better with different hairstyles. But I love that you get like the little cushion in the top of this crown, so you can add an extra colour element. This one's got a lovely turban on it with a little feather coming out the top of it, and then you've got the other crown as well. You also have the tiny little die that gives you the piece that goes behind their eyebrow too, to match their eyebrow colour to their hair colour as well, and it just works really nicely as a lovely little set to give you that very traditional three wise men. And you've got all of them carrying their gold, frankincense and myrrh as well. And I decided to do them on a slope. I thought, because I like small cards, they were getting a little bit squashed together, being all directly next to each other. So I thought a little bit of a slope kind of looked quite nice, and I just did a light grey down the bottom to match in with the grey hair and the grey multi-generational stamping that I did in the background of the sentiment. And then I've just added the sentiment down the bottom there and matted it with the same satin gold mirror card that I had used as a little extra accent and for all of the gold elements on here as well. So really, really traditional kind of card using this three Magi's set. So that is that one. I thought I'd show you the cards while I go along for these. And then maybe that's the only one. I'll show you the cards as we go along, and then I'll just show you all of the rest of the dies and I'll show you the cards that I've created. So this next set is called Cocoa Wonderland because it actually makes a Santa shaped mug that you can turn into a hot chocolate, or you can have it be a hot chocolate with all of these elements coming out of his head, or it could just be a Santa figure with all of the stuff coming out of his head as well. It's a strange concept, but it works really well and I really like it actually. And I love that you get the elements separately, so you don't have to fussy cut things apart to get them in different colours or have to colour them. You can see here his face is etched in and so is his moustache, but you get the separate die for his face, so you can easily put that on there. And you get these pieces here that can go behind to fill in his eye colour, and this piece is to fill in his mouth down here as well. So you've got all of the pieces you need to add like black behind the eyes and red behind the mouth, or whatever colourway you want to go with really. So you've got the face piece that goes directly over here. Then you can also see not only is the moustache marked on here, it's also marked on here as well. So you've actually got the moustache that will line up and go over the top of that area. And then you have this little die here which is his nose, so you can cut his nose out the same skin colour or more of a pinky tone and add his little nose onto here as well. And then this little die here gives you his eyebrows, because this is just etched into place, these eyebrows, they're not actually fall away pieces, but you have the eyebrows there and you have his little cheeks as well, so you can put his cheeks and his eyebrows in the perfect position too. Then, to build more of the mug design, you've got this scalloped piece which goes across the top here. Then you can also add the decoration too, and whatever colour you cut the scalloped piece from is what the colour will show behind these little fall away pieces on this decoration, and they both layer up and go on top here. You've got the handle for your mug as well, so you can add the handle on the side of it. And then you also have your whipped cream for your mug as well, to make it look like a hot chocolate. But if you don't just want to go with that normal hot chocolate kind of style, you have a bunch of extra elements in here that you can create a kind of scene in the top of the mug. Whether you put the whipped cream on or not, they can create a lovely scene, or you can use them in different ways as well, which I'll show you later on too. But you have this lovely little tree that has a little trunk as well, so you can put the trunk on the tree. It also has a separate little star, so you can cut that from gold mirror or silver mirror and add it on top as well. The other die attached to this one is actually a bauble cap, because this die, it's kind of like the planets from the Space Collection, but it has the details etched into it, and then you have this die that goes on top to give you a stripy effect bauble, and you have the little bauble cap to go on it. Then you also have this die, which is a present with a lid that goes on the box, and you have this one that gives you the bow with the tails as well. And then you have a couple of different trees here too. So you've got this really skinny pointy tree, and then you have this gorgeous little tree as well. So you've got kind of 3 trees to go in this, and to go along with those little trees you have a little set of baubles or ornaments, decorations, whatever you like to call them, that you can put on any of the little little trees to just give a little bit of extra colour to them as well. So that's a really lovely set with all of those little bits and pieces that don't just have to be used on this set. It's really nice to use those elsewhere and tie them in with other elements from your stash as well. And then the other two sets from this Wonderland collection are on this sheet here. So this top one is called the Snow Notes, and it's actually singing snowmen. They're really gorgeous. You get 3 different snowmen as well, which is very nice, that you're not expected to repeat use the snowman. You actually have different ones, so it looks like a little trio of completely different little snowmen. You also have this weird piece in here, which is actually the bit that goes behind their mouths and their buttons. So you can cut this out of black and give them a black interior to their mouth and then black behind the buttons as well. You have these, which are their carrot noses, and each of them has a different nose, and it's indicated by these tiny little etched marks right where their nose would go, and you can figure out which one is supposed to be for which snowman, or you can look at the artwork on the packaging as well. They have a little songbook or Christmas carol kind of leaflet that you can cut the cover and the pages out of different colours. They have different arms to give them completely different expressions or make them hold their little book as well, which is really nice. And then you can also give them scarves as well. So you can play around with which snowman has which scarf and in what configuration with however many pieces that, you know, come down from it where they've tied it or flung it over their shoulder or something. So you've got all of that to do that with. And then you have a banner which you can easily stamp your sentiment onto, or you have a debossing one that says fa la 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 la. So you can have them singing with the fa la la la. Also, if you got the Steamboat Willie BetterPress set, that had a tiny little selection of musical notes that you could BetterPress. They would work really nicely with this set to give actual musical notes coming out as well with them singing. So that would be a really lovely way to combine that in as well. And then the final set from this collection is this one here, which is called Yuletide Ride, and it gives you a gorgeous little car, really dinky little car, and then a bunch of elements that you can pile on top of the car. Whether you just stick to a Christmas tree or whether you pile in all sorts of other elements, you've got everything you need that's all Christmas related on here, and I'll go through everything so you know which pieces are what. But you have the gorgeous little car, you have the sort of like wheel arch, or wheel arch, I think that's what you call it. You have your wheel, and then you have your hubcap as well. So you can layer up all of these elements from different colours of card to give that really detailed look of having all the elements on there. Dependent on what you want to do with this, you can also cut your car from another colour, like a mirror card or something, and put like tinted windows in there as well, for whatever design you're going for, or you can just leave them open, whatever you want to. You have a roof rack for the top of the car. So this piece is actually like a flat platform that has a small little piece to attach it with a slight curve, and that's how you put it on the roof of the car. You'll stick this little curve behind the car and you'll get your little roof rack. You've got a gorgeous bendy Christmas tree, so it really looks like you kind of tried to strap it on the top of the car, or that the car is moving quickly and the tree's bending in the wind. You've got a lovely swirly kind of string of lights to go on the tree as well. So these can actually be either on the tree or can be sort of trailing off behind as if they've been ripped from the tree and they're sort of blowing in the wind. And not only do you have the string portion with the lights in, you have your actual lights as well. So you can cut these multiple times out of different colours, add them onto here and then add the rest on the tree as well, which is really nice. Then you have different presents here as well, and you've also got a lid here too. They don't technically all like match up, like I think the lid is supposed to be for this one, but you can play around with the mix and match of them to create a sort of backing piece for all of your other bits to sit onto. So that's a very versatile kind of present piece there, and it just gives you a nice base of colourful sort of you know, parcels and things for you to layer the other elements on top of. So you've got those, and you do also have a ribbon and a bow that you can put on any of these presents as well, just to make them look a little bit more fancy. I also just realised a piece that I missed. So this piece is actually part of the car as well. There's a little etched portion just here, and this is the little headlamp of the car, and that is that little oval piece there. This is the back brake light of the car, and then this little oval is to go behind the handle of the car, just to fill in the little bit of colour on there. So that is actually part of the car as well. This is actually part of the tree. I should have said this one earlier too. You've got a tiny little trunk that you can have coming out of the bottom of the tree, and then you also have a duplicate of its star, so you don't have to fussy cut off the tree after cutting it in mirror card and green card. You can just cut the separate star in mirror card and add it straight on top of your tree, which is a lovely small little detail that makes a lot of difference. Then you also have a letter, so you can have, it can be a Christmas card, it can be a letter to Santa, whatever you want it to be, and there's a little etched heart on the flap of the envelope, and in this little die here you have the little heart on there too, and then the rest of this die is small little circles which are meant to decorate the wreath. So you've got a small little wreath here as well that you can put little baubles onto that little wreath as well, and have that dangling from your car, or it's just all nestled into all of the designs on there too. As well as using these larger baubles on the tree, you also have these sort of strings with places where you can place baubles, or lights even, whether you actually put the larger ones over the top of this and they're just like an anchor point of where you can put them, or you have this little die here, or you can use this one that give you a bunch more little circles that would fit really nicely to make multicoloured baubles, beads, lights, whatever you want on your tree as well. And these fit really nicely up the tree, and you can even add more than the 3 as well. Just position them so that they go from one side of the tree to the other. Or you can put, if you want it to be longer, you can put 2 together and then just hide the join with an extra light or bauble as well. Then you have a candy cane, which has the separate piece with the etching detail on the solid one, and then the separate piece that fits perfectly over the etched detail to give it a striped look. And then you have a stocking as well, and you have this piece separate so you can give it the multiple different colours really easily. Rather than having to stick the top, the heel and the toe on, you can just put this piece on to be the main portion of the stocking and change the colour of that, rather than having to stick 3 separate little pieces on. So another really lovely set with so many different little elements in there that would work really nicely for all sorts of other cards. And I do have a few other ways that I want to use a couple of these dies from this set. So hopefully, again, if future me actually gets on with things, I might have a video showing you those bits and pieces at some point as well, whether it's a talking one or whether it's a sped up one. That's probably going to be at some point in the future too. So those are all of the dies from this collection, and I will be showing you a couple more in a minute that are extra ones that I've added in to some of the designs. But let's have a look at some of the cards that I've made, and then I'll bring in the other ones as we go. So this is from the Yuletide ride, and I've used the Merry Christmas from the BetterPress plate as well. But look how cute you can make it. You can just layer up all of these gorgeous little elements on here to create such a fun sort of jam-packed car going off on holiday somewhere, or just, you can just have it just bringing the tree home as well, whatever you want to do. And I have actually, just saying about cutting it from a different colour, I have actually just put vellum behind my car here, just so it's got like a frosted sort of window to it. But you can see how cute this is, layering up all of the details on the car as well, and it's just a lovely perfect size for a small card as well. And it's just a lovely way of having fun with different colours and building up a beautiful design as well. Really liked putting this together, and you know, playing around with all the different colours as well. It's really fun to do. So that is the Yuletide ride. Then I have got a couple with the snowmen. So I've done a singular snowman cut from glitter card, so really sparkly, and I've done a bit of inking on his little book and his scarf as well. And this is on a braid background, so I used the BetterPress snowflakes to press that design into the card, and then I just used some dye inks with a brayer and braid over the top to get the colour, which I like this effect, because if you think about, if you had this as an embossing folder, if you braid over the embossing folder, I suppose you could go on the debossed side, but it would catch the snowflakes rather than the background. But because the letterpress plate presses into the card, it reveals the snowflakes basically when you add your ink over the top. And if you use a hard brayer like the Tim Holtz one or the little mini Ranger one with the red rubber on it, they're really hard brayers, so they won't go squishing down into all of the detail. They'll just catch the raised background areas, and it just gives a really nice effect. And I used the Warm Winter Wishes on this one, so I've got that one, and then a really simple one, not doing any ink blending, just using the coloured cardstock that I'd cut out. And I also cut the snowmen from Linen Effect cardstock just to make them look a little bit different as well. And again, just the BetterPress just in white, so just really simple, and only using 5 colours of card, because you've got the black in there as well. So you've got orange, black, brown, pink and purple and white. But yeah, really simple, just to give a different kind of design. And you can see how you can change all of their expressions and things by putting their arms in different positions when you play around with this as well, which is cool. So we've got Merry Christmas on that one. Then I have done 2 of these. I thought, while I'm cutting everything, I might as well cut 2 of everything. So I did 2 little Santa cups. I've done one in bluey tones, one in pinkier tones, and then I did actually put a base piece for this one. This is the snowflakes, again, BetterPress just without any ink on them, and then brayered over with some pink ink, just to give it a little sort of base grounding point really. It looks nice without, but you can also have it with as well. And then I've just built up 2 different scenes in the top of these mugs. They do both have the whipped cream behind them, but you can see how nice it is just to play around and build a little scene with these as well, with all of the different trees in there, the little presents, the baubles. It just looks so lovely to build a beautiful little design, and his little face looks so sweet. I added a little bit of pink ink blending onto his cheeks before I added the little die cut ones on there as well. He just looks so sweet and happy. Really gorgeous. And I used Joyful Noel on this one and Warm Winter Wishes on this one as well. So another basically the way you're supposed to use this die set is like this, but got a piece of backing tape there, but I wanted to use it a little bit differently as well, because I just loved all of like the little tree elements and stuff. So I actually brought in this die set. So this is, I have the name of it here, this is the Heart Hands die set from Spellbinders, and you layer these 2 on top of each other to give you your beautiful hand designs here. And I just thought, I mean, obviously is supposed to have a heart in the hand, or they're making a heart shape, but if you love Christmas, then you're kind of making a heart for Christmas. And I put the little Christmas tree in this one with one of the bows off the presents. There's nothing to say you have to use them on the presents, you can just use them like that as well. A lot of the little baubles on there, and then I've used the actual baubles from the mug set as well, just to add some extra height to this design, because I decided to do this one portrait. It needed some extra height on it, and then I have just done it as a shaker card with a bunch of opal cream confetti from Nuvo in the background of that. And the border of this one is the actual BetterPress, and then the inside of that border I've used on the other card as well, so you can see just the white on white with the BetterPress plate as well. And this one I thought I'd just do like a little forest for Christmas inside the heart hands as well, so just something a little bit different that I just thought of when I was cutting bits and pieces out. I thought it would be quite sweet to sort of have a small little cluster and use those little heart hands to sort of emphasise the little cluster as well. So just another way of utilising those little bits and pieces from there's some of the bits from the Yuletide ride, maybe just the bow actually is from the Yuletide ride, and then the other bits are from the Cocoa Wonderland. So yeah, those are all of the cards that I have created with this beautiful Wonderland collection from Spellbinders. So I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of inspiration with this collection if you've maybe got hold of it already, or if you're thinking of adding something to your Christmas stash this year. One of these bits and pieces might be the perfect addition that you can tie in with some of your other supplies in your stash as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye!